the technical aspects of this might go a bit over Calmy's head in this matchup into the Taliyah, where you have a lot of power with your Unraveled Earth. And it's going to be their Zeri pick potentially here, and then they can try to protect it if the Nautilus doesn't come through right now.
He's not often that big punish type player, so it might just be the tank off, as we can see. Of course, Udyr does do a fair bit of early game damage, a lot of lane control as well with all of his AoE.
If you have map control with Nongshim's composition, it's really scary, actually, considering there's so many different ways to lock down this area. Even Udyr can help you link CC together to make sure that Deft just cannot play the game, cannot actually get that damage done.
Chicken Perfect waiting here on this blue buff, as Dindin just goes to spend some time with them. There we go. This is interesting.
Well, look at that.
Does a lot of damage to both of them.
Exactly, that's the thing.
Face checking at Taliyah is very, very dangerous. So this could be our first scuffle. Bit of a 4v4 at 3.5 minutes. You love to see it. Hook going to come down. That is going to be the blue buff for Pyosik, but there's the seismic shove. Deft is able to pick up first blood as well, and it's a disaster so far for Nongshim. The flash forward, the double kill. Deft is going to go down, but he's probably going to type worth in all chat as Jiwoo is almost going to fall. Not quite going down. It's the Gromp! The Gromp! No! Nongshim's worst enemy! The Gromp! Oh, no! Notification feels a little bit different when it is KT, but let's have a look at this again.
Yeah, I mean, look at Calmy rotating over here, and BDD can surf. He gets over here so fast, and then this engage from Sylvie with Peter on top of him means that BDD gets the shove back, flashes away so no one can punish him, and then Sylvie's down. Deft will be traded, of course, for this, but then the Gromp. The Gromp.
Yeah.
Calmy did it to him too. Calmy pissed off the Gromp.
Oh no! Alright, we're gonna listen.
Not bad.
Oh
my god!
Oh my god!
두꺼비 뭐냐고!
What are you doing? Yeah, that's a little bit rough.
All right,
that was the least important part of that fight, I would say.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like the fact that Zeri gets 2 kills and dies is still already a trade up. A kill for Pyosik. It's significant, but it's not, you know, it's not the worst part of this, as Dindin should be fine here, but that's going to be, you know, he didn't have to hard commit, and Nongshim didn't have to hard commit. They could have just pushed him off, but that fight, that angle for BDD is just why KT are so good in early games. It's just like game 1. They made the same pressure. Okay, Dindin.
Yeah, there's the all-out as Dindin's going to be pulled back. Does get the boot, but Perfect doesn't seem to worry about that one. Looking to dash after him. That's not the cue that he was looking for, and Dindin runs really fast. As BDD moving on over to help out, throwing some rocks on in, but Calmy deals with the minion wave. And he's now going to look forward. Okay, there is a seismic shove as he goes down to 50% health. But now Nongshim, they have their eyes on the prize. They're looking for BDD, who flashes over the wall. Now Deft diving in. He has the ulti running as Jiwoo just getting shot by these burst fires over and over. BDD doesn't want to be tanking up this dragon anymore. There was the hook. Somehow lands onto Deft. The Drake is going to be taking another 2-man shove from a 50 health Taliyah, but still the Vi is going to go down. There's a flash forward from Jiwoo. Deft, he didn't have the skate and he can't get over that wall. Seismic shove once again as BDD throws Calmy exactly the right direction. And Nongshim, they win the fight, but they don't get the Drake.
They don't get the and they have no idea.
Yeah, and there is a Drake up and available as well. As if this dive was actually successful, is Seismic Shove going to connect onto Peter? There's the Magnet Storm over the wall, and Jiwoo just barely pulled in. Cease and desist will be the end of him. And right when I was talking about the fact that the dive wasn't going to happen,
he has 3 kills, 5 plates of gold, and he's even going to have this dragon as well for some additional stats. As Sylvie, I don't know about this one.
Well, he was trying to go for a cheeky little smite. Spends most of the time being shoved around by BDD. Just to hold on to him is Perfect. Actually looking at... Oh, no!
Oh, no!
He's just not going to be able to make that one work. Sort of tries to ult, but then ults into the wall and then dies because he gets pulled into the turret.
Pressing his Herald button and saying, here's some more gold, because he already got this whole turret after a great shove from BDD. And Peter and Jiwoo just walking really close to the wall here, a little bit peculiarly.
Barrel's crash down, just gorgeous as well.
It's perfect. It's like right on the edge of the wall there to make it happen. And then, as you mentioned here, the angle for Jiwoo a little bit awkward. Gets slowed here, and then bam.
Yeah, he tried to get over, but just gets caught.
Yeah, and then the turret is aggroed by him as he's pushed.
Well, speaking of purple, Shelly going to be ridden here down the mid lane.
Yeah, they didn't commit it topside, but they will get it here mid.
Yep, looking for that bit of extra damage as Dundun's making his way in. Weave as well just delivers BDD to the fight. As Dundun gonna get thrown around. The seismic shove misses. That's very important for Dundun, but it's just gonna buy him a few seconds of time. As Beryl soaks the CC, the Acathian Rain. Oh my goodness, Call Me gonna get thrown back in. As Peter trying to be the hero. Killer Instinct, okay. As Jiwoo, he oversteps, but he still manages to help get the kill onto Deft. And they can be in whichever position you would like. It is still possible.
Always
to
losable.
Lose the game.
Always
Every
losable.
game is losable, Wolf. You're exactly right. As Jiwoo has his Rage Blade completed. Series, you know that you can take a bit of a break, right? In a Pro Series, in the mid-game, you can take a break. You can go to the bathroom. Not here, because we are fighting once again. Call Me is going to get ulted into the backline as Perfect is just 1 versus 5, and he doesn't really like those odds. It's still going to take a while for him to go down, but go down he will. Team fight. And that is not what they were prepared for, as Beryl might not have been prepared for this either, as okay, he's kind of by himself, but he does have the rest of the crew turning up. Killer Instinct does come in, Beryl goes down as Deft has ulted, but he has to contend with Dundun, and I think he might be able to do that. Sylvie's extraordinarily low, and now Perfect is looking to lock down the rest of them. The Udyr will be taken out, and now is it just Baron time? I guess maybe it is, as without Call Me, Jiwoo is pretty low as well, almost. Oh, it actually does have his flash available. It was Call Me that almost had his up. And so can Peter and Jiwoo get something done? Some lower health bars, but without Sylvie in the area, he was just too low.
Kai'Sa
trying to test this Baron, so it's going to be taken down.
Kai'Sa can't do anything to this Cassante. Going over to KT.
And now it could even be the Mountain Salt, as that's up in about 40 seconds. As Pyoshik looks for Call Me here. Cease and desist is going to come down, but it's a battle on 2 fronts. Perfect going to dive right in, and that means Jiwoo has to hit him. He can't hit the squishy members of KT. And now Peter going to get thrown back. The buffer was decent, and he's actually going to keep himself alive, but the tree not going to be so lucky. Deft Killer Instinct flashes on in, and is going to be able to take down Call Me, and I think that might have been the back-breaking moment if it hadn't happened already. And so now everyone has these gigantic shields. Jiwoo is surrounded by absolutely everyone. He's going to Killer Instinct to try and create some distance, but the Vault Breaker is still going to come on through. Pyoshik is so close to having ulti, that's why he was continuing the chase. And he just making everyone look so massive.
Perfect has Rooker, and so even the poke from the Kai'Sa isn't going to be relevant if he even finishes that item.
Yeah, Extender Beam coming on in as Dundun doing his very best just to keep them away from his turret.
And Nongshim, I mean, there's just not really an angle to turn on this. They probably should just respect the fact that these 3 members can buy enough time for BDD.
Oh, there's a cease and desist, and they just throw the tree.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, into the brush.
But it just doesn't hurt people.
Well, this wall also doesn't hurt people, but it does put people in positions to get hurt as Pyoshik goes so deep onto Jiwoo, but he can just tank them up. They have to just run away as now Call Me. He's gone the wrong direction. He was thinking about trying to back as he does manage to sidestep the Vault Breaker, gets himself the reset, but it just doesn't matter. Pyoshik. Whether it does have enough time in it, as this Nexus turret going down is telling me that maybe we won't get to a 3rd James Bond, as pulled in is Dundun, and oh no, he's not as tanky as anyone on KT as Cease and Desist goes in on top of the Tristana. Jiwoo's going to be pulled out by the all-out of Perfect, who's underneath the turret for quite some time. Peter evaporates though, and it's a triple kill for Deft. KT chasing for kills here is probably not recommended because there's a game they could win, but instead they're angry. They're going to get the Quadra for Deft.
They could maybe get a Penta here on the Sylvie.
Yeah, trying to keep Sylvie in combat here is the best that they can do, but I don't know whether they can do it for quite long enough.
I don't know.
All right, okay, they're slowing him down as much as they can. Deft, can you get in there? The Burst Fire comes down, the Seismic Shove, and that is the pentakill for Deft. The longest extension on a Penta I've seen in a while, but he'll take it. And that is KT with the series. He really did. As we're going to have a listen to KT, I want to hear the Penta calls. As you see Deft just racking them all up, one after the other.
펜타 주라 펜타.
He said, give me a penta.
Already
give me a
calling
penta.
after two.
펜타 먹고 카이사.
형 가보시죠. 형.
Kaisa.
마오가 없어요.
Everyone, that's why 4 people chasing after a Kaiser.
첫 펜타?
야 잠깐 내가 끌게.
First penta.
펜타.
Okay, penta. Even Barrel is calling for it, dude.
The whole team. I feel like Deft wants it the least.
Perfect is getting it for him, man. He's pulling him out.
아니 날
Saying no flash. Please. Oh, such a wholesome
That
moment.
is such a wholesome moment.
재미없다 근데 펜타 뭐야?
Yeah, Pyoshik's like.